you had on that file, their stats and their status and elemental resistances will be transferred to all of your partners if you start a new game without saving and loading, and never save and load the whole game, which is what I will do here. Basically, it means that you can, create a file to give your partner. You can kind of customize what resistances and stats they have. So I use a file with the last partner at the end of the game, since that one has the best stuff. And as a result of that, all my partners over the course of this game will be resistant to, let's see, water, wind, petrify, or no, not petrify, paralysis and sleep, I believe, is the list. So that's a lot of important stuff there. Man, they keep going in on Spooby right now. Yes, you gain experience even when you're dead also, by the way. Alright, first boss time. You'll like this strat, guys. Yeah! That's it. You'll see some similar tricks for a couple other bosses in this game. And also, casting life on a lot of enemies is instant death. You'll see quite a bit of that, too.
So since Bucky's goal was met, I think the next upcoming donation incentive is to play difficult mode for Mega Man 2. That's $100, so that's not for several games, but if you want to get on that, you can.
Tristram's theme is pretty cool, I gotta say. This game has a lot of cool music, though. That's like the first thing everybody says whenever they see me play this.
Yeah, the music. Totally.
So this is our first real dungeon here, and we have Tristram. General theme of this game is that, as far as your partners go, the women are godlike and the men are garbage. So who knows what kind of message they were trying to communicate with that one. But yeah, actually, Tristram's not too bad for this dungeon because it's easy enough that his stuff works well. The second time you get him, though, oh my god, you'll see. There we go. I'll have Tristram set to auto for a lot of this dungeon. Bombs are also used a ton throughout this game because Spooby will be consistently underleveled throughout the whole game. So bombs do a fixed amount of damage. It does not depend on experience like your other weapons do. And bombs also have a 100% chance of hitting even when you're blind. However, like say multi-target spells, their damage is divided by the number of enemies. So bombs become more powerful the fewer enemies there are on screen. That's why I have Tristram take out an enemy first so Spooby can one-shot with a bomb. 3 skeletons is a terrible fight. You cannot end it in one turn. And then we run away and manipulate it so we can get this. And it saves time overall. Quite a bit of time, actually. Because the skeletons love to cast a confusion on you. And we have no resistance to that until pretty late in the game. Now we'll take off auto because we need Tristram to target the worm specifically. Tristram can't take out the behemoth in one hit, but a bomb will do the job. Coming up soon, we'll be picking up 3 seeds in a chest. I'll make a slight detour for that, because seeds restore all of your magic points, and those 3 seeds are the only ones available in the entire game until a few towns in when we can start buying them. Another fight where we need Tristram to target this guy specifically. Notice how they start reusing the boss in the next dungeon right away. They do that a lot in this game. Like, just about any boss you fight except for the big bosses who guard the crystals, their sprites are going to get recycled with normal enemies in the next dungeon immediately after, usually. The big bosses also have a lot of animation, or rather I should say, a lot of different sprites that reflect
of course,
how much damage they take.
Of course that name one. I hate you guys. What the hell? Also, show of hands, whose first Final Fantasy was this? Because this was the first one out for Super Nintendo. So this is somebody's first. Who was it?
Me. This was my first. My first Final Fantasy ever.
I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it. It's always somebody's first. See, I knew it. This one has really good music. Like, that's the only reason I played through this. Otherwise, I thought it was like a fairly boring Final Fantasy game because the encounters weren't random. You could see everything. So I was like, that's kind of lame. But then again, you know, I kind of like... But then there was those enemies that you didn't know that you weren't supposed to fight them.
Yeah.
And so you tried to challenge them and they would just beat you to death unmercifully. No, I'm not drunk. It's just
we got to run away from this fight. This is a bad one.
Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about.
There we go. Look at that. Look at what you get there. This has been a really good dungeon overall, I have to say.
You know what's messed up? I didn't know about running away to get a new enemy set. I would just fight whatever they gave me. So,
yeah, I think we all did that. Now we're going to fight the boss guarding the first crystal. So, got to heal up for this one. Not using Spoopy's cure spell. We'll see why. So, here's what we do in this fight. Spoopy is going to cast Cure on the boss.
And this fight is over. Peace. Oh, he survived? What?
Yeah, you won't see that until a bit later.
Ah, right.
Critical hit, that's big. Oh, if that were a critical, we actually would have been screwed in this fight. So now Tristram definitely has to heal himself. Use my last cure with Davis. Tristram heal him. Not Davis, Spoopy. I always name my hero Davis when I play this, so it's habits.
Yeah, see...
Shout-outs to the Duke.
Okay, what's messed up for me is, like, my first was one of the Game Boy ones. I think it was my brother Zany, he had it, and I think he left his Game Boy at the house one day, so I started playing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I got into a lot of fights and I won most of them. So I think he was pretty happy with what I did in the end because I loaded him up like 3 times. But other than that, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just walked around until fight stopped.
There's that sleep resistance coming into play for our partner there. And we're about to get a really good time. Anything under 10 minutes after killing this boss is a very strong time. Like so.
Nice. Oh, the boss music in this game was one of the first video game songs that got stuck on my head. First was Crystal Chronicles. Damn, gamer, I feel sad for you, son. I feel sad for you. I'm sorry. That's not a good first. I can't accept that one. I can barely accept this one.
Pick up the bombs in the chest. You can never have too many bombs in this game.
Nah, next level is pretty godlike right now. This is as full as it normally is on a Monday. Usually this early on a Monday, only our members are here, or our hardcore regulars. David Doyle, Green Tea, that dude. Hardbread's here sometimes this early. It's very rare though. Jerry Rice is usually here this early. Wayne is usually here this early. Wayne's here already. He spent the night. A couple people spent the night. You know, if you guys want to come and hang out with us, that's cool. Come on by. It's Labor Day, right? Y'all have nothing better to do. Come on out. Unless you're going to a barbecue. Yo, somebody save me a burger.
Yipes said he's going to a barbecue, so I don't blame him.
Yeah, but Yipes is going to a barbecue in the Bronx, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, see, I ain't going to the Bronx for a barbecue.
Yeah.
The hell with that. Every 3 barbecues in the Bronx get shot up. I don't want to be... I don't trust my luck. The odds are not in my favor.
We're going to make a slight detour here to pick up the steel shield. It doesn't actually help that much with defense, but the reason I pick it up is it gives you a +5 to speed. And that's
everyone in 4? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's apparently everyone in 4.
So here we go. Watch this. So this is a big sequence break here. If you step into the quicksand and jump forward, yeah, skip all those fights on the side.
Yo, Queens sucks. It's quiet as shit out there. That's why.
Here we go. Mom vaulting.
That's why I don't stay out there.
All right, here we go. You can't jump over a table, though, but you can definitely jump over a mom.
Ah, you can jump over bad boss fights or bad enemy fights now.
Sadly, I can only wish.
Oh, too bad. Yeah, Queens does mean not getting shot, but it's so boring.
Here we're going to make a slight detour and we'll pick up the fire spell. So this one saves a good chunk of time in this next town here for these few dungeons. It won't be used after that, but on that alone, it's easily worth this little trip.
I like that too.
Get more bombs.
Hey. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get shot at for excitement. I mean, it's just quiet. It's empty neighborhoods, you know? After 7 o'clock, the street is quiet. There's nobody hanging out. Nothing to do. Either you leave Queens or you go to bed.
There we go, jumping over more people. Into a door, no less. Gotta do this in order to make the next dungeon appear. This dungeon is definitely one of the easiest in the game.
Is Vector Man on the list?
Vector Man is not being speedrun.
Oh, sorry, no Vector Man.
Not a lot of Genesis love in general.
We have a list of games that's being run. I believe it's on the topic title. Yeah, it's in the description. You can see. Oh, hold on. It's okay. My old man needs acting up, so I don't want to sit. I actually didn't intend to stay back here all this long. I was in the middle of a Magic game with Ben, so let me go back and finish him off, and I'll be back later, guys.
All right, that was Kuma trolling up with you guys. Anyway, here's the link to the Google Doc, which has the list of games. We're already a little ways into it, but there's still a lot of games coming up. Oh, Phoebe. This character is the best character.
Yep. Aw, I didn't want to use another bomb there, but oh well, it's fine. Save some magic.
Does she have Holy the first time you get her?
No, she doesn't have white this time.
Okay.
Only in the future, since you don't actually get white yet. That would be mad broke for this part.
Yeah, I know. She's still really good.
She just fire through everything in this dungeon pretty much. Also, Thunder is very strong too. There we go.
Someone said a Donkey Kong kill screen.
If only we had Andrew G here, he could be able to do that, I think. Shoutouts to Andrew G. Top old school Mario speedrunner, the world record holder in the original Super Mario Brothers, and has also done a lot of work into Donkey Kong lately. Also, Andrew G, he actually got Triforce super tight at a Twin Galaxies meeting once, at a Fun Spot or whatever. Got a score, got it like the record score in versus Super Mario Brothers, and then Triforce was all like, "No, that can't." He bust out a calculator in front of him and was like, "No, that score can't be possible. It has to be cheated." And it's turned this whole huge thing.
Of course it wasn't, but
yeah. Although Triforce has gotten the record back since then. This is versus Super Mario Brothers, I believe. Now is where we're going to start using Thunder. The Centaurs are some of the worst enemies.
So in this game, the way spells work, just to break it down for you guys, is each spell individually has like its own set of magic points, essentially, and you can use a seed to restore them pretty much any time. Usually with the secondary characters that join you, they get like a ton of charges of their better spells.
It's not each spell, it's each type of magic.
Oh, there you go.
So there's like white, black, and wizard magic, and they all have their own separate MP. So wizard magic tends to be the most powerful attack spells. Thunder, white, and flare, and such.
This game is really sick. It was marketed as like a beginner's RPG or something like that, but it's actually a sequel to one of the Game Boy RPGs that has the same artists and everything.
I didn't know that it was a sequel to something.
Yeah.
Huh.
More like a spiritual sequel and not like an actual sequel, but I forget.
Gotcha.
It's one of the Final Fantasy Legend games or something like that. I forget which one. It's either Legend 2 or Legend 3. If you play it, you'll see it's very similar in art style, very similar in the enemies you have to fight. Stuff like that.
Alright, this fight should be over. Yeah. These guys are weak to Earth, so Quake gets a little more love here for the last time. I just get the Quake spell to use that one time against Flameless Rex and then like once or twice here. But that alone makes it worth it.
What I also like about this game is that there's generally no random encounters. It's pretty much all fixed encounters or enemies that are placed for you.
Yep.
Which is cool, I think, and I think that more games should try to focus on something like that. I think Chrono Trigger really does it the best in that pretty much every battle is scripted in some form, and like the actual battle is a part of like the background that's going on where you move.
Yeah.
So CT really does it the best, but this game I think is like a close second as far as enemy setup. You're forced to fight a lot of different type of enemies to proceed in the dungeon, and you get a lot of XP along the way. And it doesn't feel too unfair because you pretty much choose when you fight. So
Spooby getting in there with some fire. And now we're just going to go Thunder on these two fights, because they can get pretty nasty.
well, Chrono Cross to a lesser extent. Yes, Chrono Cross also has essentially non-fixed encounters where you run into an enemy to fight them. But CT actually has like each individual battle in the entire game is scripted. For those that don't know, and that's actually why it took them so long to develop the game, or a part of it anyway.
And another thing too is that you can actually skip a number of those battles with really, really good tricks.
If you know what to do, some battles you can walk around a certain way or go through a certain path to skip around them, depending on the battle.
Wow, that missed. All right, good start here. So what we're gonna do now is do an attack plus a cure pattern is what we'll try to do here.
This might not be applicable to Josh as he runs through the game, but the auto mode for the secondary characters actually is useful in certain places because the AI will actually change its mind mid-round of combat, essentially. So let's say, like, originally, Phoebe intended to cast a spell in auto mode, but you get hit and like you go really low on health. She'll actually change her mind mid-round of combat and actually cast Cure on you, which in some places I guess could be useful, but probably not so useful for a speedrun.
Auto mode is actually useful sometimes just because it saves time in having to select options.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I use it in the first dungeon. Wow, that's a really nice time too. This has been a great run so far, although there's still plenty of time for bosses to screw things up. There are some really rough boss fights in this game that use a lot of petrify or instant death moves and such, and you'll need some luck to get through those. especially with Spooby being perpetually underleveled over the course of the game. Being underleveled is it turns out to be a good thing for the final boss, though, for reasons that you'll see when we get there. So, you may wonder why I wasn't using any magic in that fight. The reason is, by having Phoebe just attack with the bow there, I can save, obviously, not have to use a seed there to refill my magic, and that ends up saving me an extra trip to the inn that I used to take with my old strategy. I used to use a seed before this boss and have Phoebe cast Thunder on him, but using the bow itself works out better overall. We'll be able to refill her magic later without having to go to the inn, so... Yeah, for this next dungeon here, actually. So, overall, it saves a decent amount of time. Much thanks to Egonomics, somebody in the fighting game community may know him as Boring Ryu. He also runs this game, and he's going for the world record on it, and he's the one who showed me that.
I see. That's crazy. I can't even... I mean, and I've done, you know, like, small speed runs of certain games. I've done, you know, TOS and stuff like that, but I can't really fathom speed running a game this long. It's just... There's a lot of preparation involved, and every time you mess up, it's like, oh, well, that was 2 hours of my life lost. Back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's pretty difficult, so I gotta really give it to you guys.
This game in particular is nasty because there's a huge random factor over 2 hours into the game, and you can lose 15 minutes if you don't get it. It's like a 1 in 5 chance, too. That's why I'm not going for the world record in this, honestly. It's just a fun game for me to play once in a while on stream just to chill out after something more intense or whatever. People seem to really enjoy watching this game too. I guess for the music or whatever.
The music's cool.
Yeah.
The battles are okay too. You know, some of the bosses have like cool properties to them and stuff. They're very active. They move around. There's like that one Falcon boss that changes forms and stuff while you're fighting him. That's pretty cool.
So we'll take a trip to the inn here, and then we won't backtrack to the inn after this dungeon. We'll just refill Phoebe's magic and go on to the Ice Pyramid after this next dungeon. This one, we got block puzzles. This was the part that I got stuck on when I first played this game as a kid. But now it's obviously not that hard for me. Plus, there's an interesting sequence break you can do if you push the blocks a certain way that allows you to skip like 1 or 2 battles, I think.
Someone else in the stream chat said that they also got stuck in this area.
Totally understandable, man. When you're playing this and you're a little kid, I mean, block puzzles are just not going to be your kind of thing generally. Now for this fight, we need to save our thunders for the boss. So we're just going to do this. Oh, that doesn't kill him. Dang. Okay. I forgot about that. Good to know. Whatever, I could just burn one more fire. Doesn't matter. We're going to refill magic after this dungeon anyway. So we'll have one more fight here to get this block, and then we'll get everything in place and get the skip going. The current run that's an SDA, which is a... What was I going to say? A segmented run. That's kind of an old run, and it does not use the skip, I think. Might as well heal now. Hopefully full health for the boss, which we should be. Alright. By the way, for anyone who may be wondering how I'm scrolling through the text so fast in battles, I am actually just rotating the D-pad all around in order to do that. Only in battles. It doesn't work outside of battle, but in battles you can use the D-pad to skip through text, not just buttons. So, that's really nice and convenient, I gotta say.
Oh, I see what you're doing. That's actually pretty slick.
Yep, you just do it this way, and then we can go straight to the boss. Although we will pick up the heal spell for Spooby here. Heal all status conditions, obviously a very important one. get rid of the hags first. Obviously, you always want to get rid of the minions in any boss fight here. And I think we may have a good setup here, so Davis can just, not Davis, Spooby can just go in on the cures while we spam some thunder here. That's kind of bad. Oh no, actually it worked out okay. Sometimes when you get confused, the character will just not act and the confusion wears off. Water resistance, heck yeah, now it'll be full. I'm not going to get greedy and start attacking with Spooby until we get close to death, which is after all the thunders here. Dang, he acted before the boss. That kind of stinks. Yeah, we'll just do this. Oh, damn, she already healed, but she didn't take much damage this round anyway, so whatever. And now we can go in and we'll use the axe because this boss is weak to it, so it does about the same damage as the bomb on this guy. This might kill him. There you go. Now here we will get a new bomb, the Jumbo Bomb. So this one does double the damage of the original bomb. Bombs get maxed out much faster than any of your other weapons. Now here comes the first time where we'll need to use the sword outside of battle. Gotta hit these switches. The gimmick of this dungeon here is that the enemies are all invisible. There's an item that you can pick up that allows you to see them, but we're not going to bother with that here. You just run through, you do your fights, and move on. No need to see the enemies for a speedrun. I forgot to use the seed on Phoebe. We gotta do that now. There we go. Making sure it goes to the right person. Well, this is actually a better fight anyway, because it... no, I meant to... I forgot.
Pass on everybody.
Everybody. Although, this is not a big threat for damage or anything. It'll just take a little longer.
Anyway, talking about the spells, in this game in particular, white magic is almost more useful than it is in other games. The life spell, as you saw earlier, can instant kill some enemies. I think if you cast a heal spell on other enemies, does it like poison them and stuff, or is that only
it can cause a lot of different status conditions, including Petrify for enemies that are vulnerable to it.
There you go.
Which is instant death, of course.
So yeah, white magic is pretty sick in this game.
And you haven't even seen the sickest white magic yet. That's coming after this dungeon. I forgot to mention this. I don't know if anyone's mentioned on stream, but currently monitoring the donations and stuff right now on my computer is Satoryu, one of the top Castlevania Symphony of the Night speedrunners. We could have had him do a run if we had known in advance he was coming, actually, but...
We still can?
Well, we could, but we're really far behind on stuff, so I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see.
I don't mind staying a little longer,
okay.
Josh. We're already here.
Well, right? Craig for work is going to be the problem there. Because he still has work tomorrow, so...
No, well, you should definitely let Craig finish his stuff, right? But I mean, after that, if anybody wants to stick around and do stuff, that's fine. If not, we'll close up shop.
All right. Satori has also run a number of Mega Man games. Mega Man X6, I think he did at the Awesome Games Done Quick.
Kind of so annoying.
Well,
oh, God.
that game was kind of like the segue, the bridge between the Mega Man block and the Awful Games Done Quick block.
Okay.
So yeah, you get a game that's both those things. Did some quality voice acting for Sigma too.
Get some quality dungeons where you can't tell where you're jumping. It's so godlike.
I know.
You just jump and there's spikes. You can't see them.
These guys. All right, here's what we do. We are going to cast Life on them. Because the Sphinxes, a lot of magic tends not to work on them. And they have too much HP to die in one hit from the normal attacks, so... Well, except a Jumbo Bomb. But we clear the Sphinx so we can kill the other enemy with the Jumbo Bomb. Since we got a first attack on this, I won't use magic here. I have to really watch my bombs, though, because I need... I think it's 11 bombs at the end of this dungeon, so I really got to watch that. These birds are the most annoying enemies in here because they can petrify. And we have no resistance to that at the moment. That was the petrify move. However, it didn't actually petrify. As long as Spoopy doesn't die, we got this. There we go. I'll heal now, just in case. As you can see, Phoebe has a lot of white magic NP. And the eyes are weak to bombs, so you can take them out in one shot like this. The eyes, coincidentally enough, they love to use blindness on their first turn. In fact, I think it's fixed so they always do that. So someone could give an update. I'm curious, where are we at total in donations right now?
I'll let you know in just a second.
Yep.
If I can get the page to refresh.
This is kind of a long dungeon, so, you know, we can just kind of chill, bring up whatever else here. You gotta make this detour all the way just to hit that one switch so you can get through the rest of the dungeon.
It actually has not updated in my client yet. I see 3928, but I think there's been more since then. Oh, is it still 3928? Everybody else is saying the same. All right, 3928 is where you're at.
Closing in at 4,000, guys. Remember, our goal is 10,000, so we still got some work to do, although we've already put in a lot of work thus far. There's plenty more great speedruns for you guys. Yet to come.
Asakai asks, has Spooky slept yet? No, my job is to not sleep. At least till this is over. If you feel sad about me losing sleep, please donate to Rainn. That would make me happy.
Yep, that's why we're doing all this.
Oh, somebody wants to see 96 exits.
Super Mario World, yes indeed.
Or 96 stars, I should say. Sorry.
Stars, good. I forgot to mention we haven't been talking much about that one, but for the Super Mario World speedrun later to come by Dram55, we have an open donation choice for that one, where you can choose the type of run he'll do, either 96 exits, which is 100% basically all stages completed, or the other choice is No Cape, No Star World, which is where you can't warp straight to Bowser from World 2, you can't use the Star World, and obviously the Cape is banned for this particular run. I think like that's personally my favorite category to watch, the No Cape, No Star World, but I'll leave that for you to decide. Both are great in their own ways. And Dram is just a monster either way, so there's no losing with that one.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of 96 exit runs already, so I would rather see the No Cape, No Star World. Personally, but...
Yeah, there's some really clever tricks in that in order to do certain, like, skip certain areas which you would normally need the cape for. Really tricky stuff.
Quack Lives asks, who won the mystery tournament? First place
was withheld,
That's
actually.
Right. Second place was Hack, and third place was yourself, Josh the FunkDoc.
Yes, indeed. Speedrunners rep pretty well at this thing. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was very impressed. You know, withheld is who sent me to losers.
World Heroes 2, man.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of myself, but it's okay.
We're going to make a slight detour here. This will allow us to pick up the Noble Armor for Spooby, which will give him water resistance and make this boss much, much easier. However, clearing out this area also opens up a shortcut later, because this area you go through, this is part of the fastest way to backtrack through this dungeon once we're done. And spoiler alert, Phoebe will leave the party after the boss here, and these fights you just can't really win with Spooby alone, sadly. As much as y'all believe he's a Superman who can take on anything, not the case for these fights. Not with Sphinxes involved. So, best to clear him out now while we still have some help. Also, this is the last dungeon that we will have to backtrack out of, so do not worry, guys. We will have a solution to that that becomes available after this dungeon. And this is actually pretty close to the end here. Maybe like 10 more fights or so. Lucky that wasn't Petrify. Oh, speak of the devil. Alright, that's a good turn there. Yeah, Petrification is one of the biggest threats in this game in general because you don't get any resistance to it until the last dungeon. And there are some bosses out there who do like to use it. This fight could be over in one round if this doesn't miss. Thank you. So the bomb's damage doesn't get divided up too much. We're looking pretty good on bombs, by the way. Shouldn't need too many more here. So we'll definitely have that 11 minimum we need after this. This fight's required here. You're just sandwiched by enemies every which way. And we'll pick up this chest in front of us for the Knight Sword, not because of its attack, but because when you have the Knight Sword equipped, it increases Spooby's speed by 5. Same reason I got the Steel Shield earlier. So that'll help us out for another dungeon or two.
Puncher Boxer asks, is the goal reached for battery brawlers with the power glove? Last I checked, it hadn't been.
Last I'd seen it was something like 165 out of 300.
Okay, so there's still a ways to go on that, fellas. So if you want to see battery brawler with the power glove, and I don't want to spoil it, but trust me, you do want to see battery brawler with the power glove. Please send in your donations, and don't forget to leave a comment after you donate so that we can tally what you're voting for or what you want to see. I will link you to the list of games that are going to be played later on today, and I'm also going to link you to the donation URL in just a second.
Oh, that's really bad there, because the Sphinxes are probably going to confuse us, and then who knows what's going to happen from there. This is real random. Lucky that it was her when she's already acted. Alright, confusion's over. So, worst part of the fight is done and over with, and we can just focus from here. One more bomb. So we cut it kind of close with bombs after all, but we're still good for the rest of the way. And this is the boss coming up here. Make sure not to fall down.
This part of the dungeon makes me think of the last dungeon. Although the last dungeon is a lot more convoluted. It has a similar...
I forgot to mention another thing. Notice the claw weapon. I sometimes have that equipped when I'm casting magic. That is because the claw, when equipped, it increases your magic by 5. Just like the Knight Sword increases speed by 5. Please don't attack Spooby. Please, please. I think he survives, though. Yep, just barely, but he survives. All right, we can get in the pattern now. Cure and fire. All right, that's like perfect there.
I'm melting.
Yeah, I really like this boss's progression as you take him down here. There's a lot of good ones, though. Medusa turning into Sinead O'Connor. You'll see that. Axe Bomber that the boss uses. Isn't that the name of, like, a wrestling move?
Yeah, I think so. And then Axel has, like, Axel Bomber and Guilty Gear also.
Of course. Here's where he starts using this move, so we gotta keep healing. And are we gonna kill him on this? All right, one more fire. We're good. Yep. Fight is done, ladies and gentlemen. Another very solid time here.
Rest in peace, Spooby. Doesn't matter, he gets right back up with 1 HP.
I haven't added this yet to the spreadsheet with the schedule for speedruns, but with Castlevania 3 and 4, you can also donate for the file name. And in addition to choosing the character in Castlevania 3, those haven't gotten a lot of action yet, so you can show some love toward those if you want. The character choices in Castlevania 3 are all very different and all very interesting speedruns in their own ways. Grant is the common audience favorite, I find, but Sypha's gotten a lot cooler now with the recent skips that have been found this year. There's been quite a bit of work done in that game, Castlevania 3, that is. And then Castlevania 4, donate for file name as well, as in 3. So those are options as well. They're not listed yet on the spreadsheet, but they're there, and you can donate for them if you so choose. We also have Mega Man 2, Cypher to speedrun that on difficult mode. That is $100 to meet that goal. And also Gimmick. Cypher speedrunning Gimmick will be $200 for him to do a run of the best ending. And if any of you were disappointed with the Cutthroat Island ending, you shouldn't be with this one. The Gimmick True ending actually adds a whole extra final level to the game. And you have to do a lot of really crazy tricks in order to get there in the first place.
A real ending? Yeah.
Yes.
Why not Mega Man 9?
Mega Man 9's alright. I like it at least. There's so many good Mega Man games though, it's not fair. How do you pick just one?
Now we are going to take a trip to our only battlefield in this speedrun. Battlefields, for those who don't know, are areas where you win 10 fights. You have to win 10 fights. And then you get a prize at the end. Now, for most of these, the prize is usually either just a bunch of experience or a bunch of gold. However, some of them have weapons, spells, accessories, just really unique items that you can win in the battlefields. This one, you'll win a spell, and you'll see what spell that is once we clear it out. So we got 8 more fights to go here. This is quite a bit of time to take, but trust me, it is like worth it by like 10 times at least. Okay. We can't win the fights with a Sphinx and a Squid with Spooby alone, so we just got to run away here. And we need to just get into the single Squid fights.
Oh, so this is why you needed 11 bombs, now I understand.
Yeah. And there's like a wall you have to blast after this too, I think. So far, some really solid luck on this, although with 4 more to go after this, anything can happen.
Man, there's a lot of Mega Man chat going on in the stream right now.
Usually it's Final Fantasy chat, so I'll take that.
Well, we had Star Ocean 3 earlier, so a lot of RPG chat went on during that.
Fair enough. Here we go. We get the exit spell. Exit in this game does what it does in your other usual RPGs, you know, warp out of dungeons and towns instantly. But in this game, it also does a little something extra. Gotta push this block into place, get out of here. And now we will go back into the focus tower from the other way. Pushing that block into place is what allows you to cross over to the next town, Fireburg, which has some of my favorite music in the game, a common favorite of many of my viewers as well.
I like the tower. I know it's kind of an artificial limitation as far as, you know, letting you go to certain areas or whatever, but it's still pretty cool. Oh yeah, Mystic Quest is a great game. I think the marketing hurt this game more than it helped it. They pushed it as like, oh, this is a beginner's RPG or something like that. But actually, I don't know, it feels like a regular old RPG to me.
It's one that I enjoy. I'm not a fan of huge long cutscenes in general. Oh, Mom Vault. Always got to take the opportunity to do that. Again, no jumping over tables. The game says no to that, but yes to Mom Vaulting. All right, now we got to go down here and try to open this door and find out that it's locked. I forget to do this sometimes in the right order. But you have to go do this and then go into the hotel, which is also where we will buy a bunch of seeds. This is the first point in the game where you can buy them. And this is hugely key to the rest of the game. And there's our old buddy Tristram. Let him know about the locked door, and he'll give you the key there. It's a multi-key, but it only ever works on that one door. And then this guy will give you the best bomb in the game, the Mega Grenade. In the overworld, you can toss this one, which is where it comes in handy sometimes, and where it's required for certain dungeons. And it's another damage increase from the Jumbo Bomb, although not by as big of a jump as the normal to Jumbo Bomb. Now we're about to find out what Exit does in this game. So we got Ruben. He does solid damage for this part of the game. He's fine, he's fine. And then, yes, Exit just warps the enemies to another dimension. Conan the Adventurer style. That's right. So Exit is also an instant death spell, basically, in addition to warping you out of dungeons. That's why I took all that time to go get it. Yep, you'll be seeing a lot more of this. And we're already almost to the boss here, so this is a pretty short dungeon. The next one is also short, but then we can't say the same for the third dungeon here. Oh, no. The Lava Dome. Be ready for that one, kids.
Oh, poison doesn't damage you outside of combat in this game, huh?
No, it doesn't. get rid of the skeletons first before they confuse you, ideally. And of course I had to miss. Although, sleep is like okay, at least we got rid of him without any major disasters happening. Ruben normally has resistance to fire, but because I'm using the glitch here, he does not. Another thing about that glitch, by the way, that I didn't mention earlier is it's almost impossible to clear off your cart. You just have to like take the battery directly out of it or something, because if you like make a new file with no partner and then save and load that, that doesn't clear off the glitch. The game just defaults to the last file you loaded before that one. So you can't get rid of the glitch once you have it. You can only change it by loading different files with different partners. Alright, this should be decent now. There we go. Get some curing going here. All right, we'll take that.
Yes, he's in the right area.
That's true, chat. Don't worry, guys. I'm okay. I got some bombs.
This is a longer than normal fight on this guy, but, you know, there's not much we can do about this. This guy is unique in that he's one of the only bosses you fight with all physical attacks, no magic. Oh, jeez. There we go. 20 bombs here between these two chests.
Go on. Sorry, Josh.
The game tells you to go back to the town at this point, but really you don't have to. We can just go straight to the next dungeon. So, nice little thing there. Ignoring the game's hints helps you out sometimes. Anyway.
Yeah, someone in the stream chat just mentioned this, but I agree. For an hour in, you're actually pretty far along already.
Yeah, this has been a really, really solid run so far, but a lot is going to depend on Pazuzu and Windia. That boss is the key factor to a speedrun in this game.
That's the Falcon boss or whatever,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. That guy is one of the sickest bosses in the game. I didn't realize that he was like a difficult boss or anything, but he's definitely one of the coolest ones.
It's not that the boss himself is difficult, it's more the way you have to fight him is really random.
Okay.
And the way he just kind of teleports around the different floors and you have to hit switches. If he spawns on the 6th floor, you only have to hit that one switch and you can fight him right away. If he spawns anywhere else, you have to hit every switch in the tower. So you lose like up to 15 minutes there if you don't get him in that spot. Time for White to get in there for Spooby here. Because now we got a real attack spell.
Man, that does a lot of damage. That was split too. And his magic stat is actually really low right now too.
So yes, believe it or not, we're already about halfway through this dungeon. This is another section where you can't see the enemies, and there's an item available to allow you to see them, but again, we're not going to bother getting that here. Ah, there's the sleep. Actually, sleep's a good thing now that he's confused. There we go. So here comes a little skip here. There's an enemy position here, but you can move around him, so watch. From here, you go this way, down, then back up around, and you skip an enemy fight there. The ghost can, yeah, I was just going to say, the ghost can multiply sometimes. Also, ninjas and mummies can do that as well. Kind of annoying, but not too huge a problem, generally. Which is why I'm not bothering to use white on these guys. I'm equipping the claw for extra magic power just in case. I forget if you can kill these guys without it, but I'm not going to take any chances. One last fight here, a pretty easy one, and then we'll refill our magic before Medusa. Medusa is one of the toughest bosses in the game. Loves paralysis, petrification, and has some pretty nasty normal enemies with her too, the Cerebuses. Cerebi, I guess.
That was funny. What's up, Chad? It's Satorio speaking.
Yep, there's another Castlevania and Mega Man speedrunning guru right there. Done a lot of work on those series in particular.
Yeah, I'm that dummy that played X6 in January. But honestly, I feel dumber for playing X5. I hate that game.
Ruben is just going to be support in this fight, mostly. I think Medusa doesn't do a lot of damage for the most part, but it's the status effects that are the real problem with this boss. See, now we're getting the changing animation on the boss here, or changing sprite, rather. The one we get after this is really good. Personal favorite of mine. She's been really nice so far. She hasn't used her Petrify or Paralyze moves at all, and those are the main scary ones. So this looks like an easy fight right now, but it usually does not go nearly this well for me. Oh my god, that's like the best Medusa fight you can possibly hope for, just about.
Oh, wow.
Now the Lava Dome. This is one of the longest dungeons in the game, so pack it in here, folks. We're going to be here a while. First, we're going to go to the right here, and this will allow us to make a detour to pick up the life spell for Spooby, so now we won't have to rely on our partner to revive dead people anymore. That just opens up so much in these fights that it's well worth this little trip to get it. The Petrify, they're bringing that out in full force here. And here's where we first see the ninjas. These guys can multiply. They love to use blindness and sleep, and sometimes they'll even self-destruct and hit you for a ton of damage. Kind of like the bombs in traditional Final Fantasy games. Gotta heal blindness on Ruben since he's all physical attacks. He has no bombs or black magic to bail him out, sadly. Sonic Boom! Yes, that's the name of their confusion attack. This guy normally Ruben can't kill in one hit, but with the extra 5 attack from using the glitch, he is able to do so. So one more fight here, and then we will get the life spell. Medusa's the biggest problem here because of confusion and all, so take her out first. Confusion and petrify and paralyze, all those wonderful things. So we're going to have to make this trip in order to open up a switch to the door that takes you to the boss. So yes, we're going to have to go through this and then teleport out of here again and come back one more time to get through this dungeon. Yes, I know, guys, but no way around it. The next dungeon after this is one of the longest, too, although I don't think as long as this one overall. Alright. We got some more white magic. We can do some more exit before we refill here. As long as they don't multiply, the fight will be over. And it's over. So I figured during this time it would be good to let you all know. So future donation incentives coming up here. We have, let's see, Mega Man 2 to play that, speedrun that game. Cypher will play that one on difficult mode. And that will be $100 for Mega Man 2 on difficult.
$30 have been met for that already.
Cool, so only 70 to go on that one. Thank you very much, people. And let's see, what else do we have? Gimmick, $200 for the best ending in that game, which adds a whole extra final level and a lot of crazy tricks to the run. And so that's like the main speedrun category for that game, the most skillful one, people generally say. So if you like Gimmick, definitely get in there for that one. That's $200 total for that, and I'm not sure how much has been met for that already, but that's definitely one to consider. Castlevania 3 and 4, you can donate to choose the file name in those games. And in Castlevania 3, you can also donate to choose my character that I will be using to speedrun that game. And those are all quite different and interesting to watch in their own ways. I think last I'd seen, Sypha had $5 and there wasn't anything for the others, but I don't know if that's changed since then.
No, it's the same here.
Okay.
Actually, someone fielded a question a little while ago. Is Trevor only a possibility?
It is. You can donate for Trevor only if you really want to, for sure.
You heard the man.
I just kind of didn't list that because nobody ever donates for that in the times that it's been at AGDQ, but who knows?
Yeah,
I'll say yes. You can do solo Trevor if you really want.
So it's basically just a Sypha run with a couple less ice skips, right?
I mean, Sypha gets a lot more used now than she used to, so like the second half of the game is pretty different with the two characters, I would say. Sypha has the crazy skips and boss fights with magic spells. Trevor is his usual holy water infiniting self. So now that we hit that switch, we will go over to the right now. And this is the final trip through this dungeon. We got a little while to go yet, but inching our way towards the boss ever so slowly. This boss is also a really tough one, and I have to use a pretty unique strategy in order to have any chance of beating him, because neither of our characters will have fire resistance going into this boss fight. And that's really hard to deal with, but there is a way. Sonic Boom! Says Hot Wings. Probably my favorite enemy name in this game. This is definitely time for white here. Take out Medusa first, and then the fight should be over. Gain another level. We either fight the boss at this level or maybe gain one more. I forget. Either way, it's not going to be easy. But I have a way to do it. One thing worth noting here is that when you kill enemies with exits, you do not get any experience or gold for doing so. But again, this actually ends up being a good thing for a speedrun because with the way a particular glitch works at the end of the game, you want Spooby to be at as low of a level as possible. So Spooey has poison protection, apparently. I guess that might be from the Noble Armor. I'm not sure. I can't imagine anything else that would do it.
I don't know if we said who we are lately, but just a reminder for those of you watching, or for those of you just coming in. This is Kings of Poverty, a joint event by Team Spooky and Speedruns Live, and we are raising money in this speedrunning marathon for Rainn.
The Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network.
A very worthy cause.
Yes. Yep, Rainn, they do a lot of work in particular relating to, establishing rape crisis hotlines for both in the form of like phone and online hotlines, as well as doing work with rape crisis centers for rape survivors, and policy work in Washington on laws relating to sexual harassment and abuse. So they do a lot of fantastic work, and are often voted as one of the best charities in America in various rankings of such. So I thought long and hard about what charity to pick for this event, and eventually I came upon this. I think it's just a wonderful cause, so your donations are all very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
We where are we at in total donations right now?
Total.
Have we broken 4,000?
Let's see. Where would that be?
I think if you hit back from the list of the chip-in comments and stuff, and like refresh that page, it could give you the update.
We are at $4,118.33.
Wow, thank you very, very much. We still got a ways to go toward our $10,000 goal, but we made a good jump there. Thank you very much. We've already come a long way, and we've also got some, I think, over $330 worth of in-house donations to add on top of that. So, I think we might be over 4,500 actually in total raised at this point, which is pretty darn good. We're closing in on the halfway mark here for the goal.
Everyone, don't feel bad if you don't have a lot of money to pitch in. I see a donation here for 12 cents. Every little bit helps. And it's all going to a worthy cause, so don't feel bad, man.
The thing is, though, I think like PayPal might eat the donations if they're below a certain amount. So like, generally like $1 is fine though. Don't feel ashamed of donating $1. We had a bunch of $1 donations for the various mystery games before. And those all added up after a while, so definitely appreciated. But yes, got a ways to go toward the goal, but we will get there.
Wow.
We got plenty more hype games coming up for you after this. We have a lot of the games that I think people want to see the most, save for the evening hours here, once people are home from work and all that, even though it is Labor Day, just in case, primetime viewing hours and all that. So Castlevania 1's coming up fairly soonish, actually. We'll have Castlevania 3 and 4 later tonight. Also Mega Man 2, Zelda A Link to the Past, Super Mario RPG is the final game. We have Gimmick, which is, I think, one of the best speedruns to watch, period, and one of the hardest to pull off. Cypher will be doing that, as well as a number of those other games.
Just an update on Mega Man 2. We got a couple more donations in. One for $30, one for $10, so that puts it at $70 right now. Only 30 to go before we get to playing on difficult. Let me look up the names for those people. Kyle Davis put in $30, and Matthew Marie put in $10. Thank you both very much.
That'd be a good idea. If we do have the time to do it, you know, kind of giving a shout out to the donors would be a good thing, I think. We weren't doing nearly enough of that, so.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of dead air in this long run, too, so.
Definitely a good idea. So, yeah, unless there's a huge flood of donations at once, we'll try to, you know, read your donation aloud on the air, your comment if you have it, or, you know, just your name if that's all you got. But in any case, we'll try to do that for you. So, you know, you can use your comments not just for donation incentives, but also to say anything else you may want. If you want to say hi, Mom, you can leave that in the comment, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, shout-outs to anyone you want. Or even just a Scooby, please. It's fun. Yes, 12 cents is the new $8.95.
All right, now we're heading up to the boss, and this guy is one of the toughest. I think we're good with this, because it'll actually mostly be Spooby casting life in this fight. This has a really interesting strategy. What we do is we cast white, and what we do is have Ruben defend Spooby. Because what that means is, if the boss uses a multi-target attack, then Spooby will not get hit by it at all. Ruben sort of acts as a cover for him for that. And this guy uses this move. Look at how much damage this does. Yeah,
wow.
That would be done to both characters, which would be instant death to Spooby. Now we're going to switch it up and cast life on Ruben and still have him defend. And check this out. So now we're going to be back to full health again. That's how you handle this fight without fire resistance. That's a good turn there. The goal with this boss is to take down around half his HP, because at that point he stops using the Fire Breath move, and he just becomes so much easier when that happens. Now we can have Spooby use a seed while Ruben still defends. Good thing, too, because of that move, that's still a factor here. So yeah, this is something I didn't even know when I started playing this game, that defending your partner works like that. I found that out by total accident, actually, just when I was desperately trying to find something that worked in this fight.
Those are the best kind of discoveries, the ones that are on accident.
Of course. And yeah, Petrify is the last real threat with this boss, because now he replaced the Flame Breath move with that Thunder spell, which does nowhere near as much, as you can see. It's pretty pathetic. Oh, wow, we might actually die here if he does Petrify again.
Uh-oh.
Wow, see, that was just horrible luck right there. Nothing you can do about that, really. Gotta restart this again. That's the one last threat to kill you in this fight after the Flame Breath stage is over. One tough thing about this game, when you continue in a battle like this, your MP and everything else is restored to what it was before the battle, but your items do not come back. So that means you could potentially run out of seeds on this fight and just be forced to game over. That's why I try to have some wiggle room in terms of having a few extra seeds for this fight. Notice how I still have 10? Yeah, that's plenty, so just in case things like that happen. We're getting close to taking away Flame Breath from his moveset here. I think we'll be safe here, because just in case he does it again. What do you know? He did it one more time. Now this should be enough that he won't do it anymore, I think. Yep, there we go. Flame Breath stage of this fight is done. We're almost done, unless... Oh my god, this again. Don't tell me he's going to do this again. Oh no, unless... Don't critical hit. Thank you. Alright, we're still alive. So yeah, that was our first death of the whole run, actually, which is a... It was a costly death, sadly, but to have only one death at this stage of the game, speedrunning it like this is pretty good regardless, so... Not too bad so far. I'll still take this. And this should hopefully be it. Yeah, there we go. We got the third crystal. So at this point, we'll be heading over to Windia after this, and we'll be getting into some more really long dungeons. One dungeon that could be not so long or really long, depending on your luck. And it's pure luck. That being Pazuzu's Tower. But first we'll have to get through a couple other dungeons, including another really long one after this, the Great Tree. Not the Great Deku Tree, oh no. This is older than that. Now we go back to town, and at this point, since we won a bunch of money from all the fights here in this dungeon, we're going to buy enough seeds for the whole rest of the game. Restoring that MP whenever we need. So the faster way to get out of here now is to go through this route and enter the focus tower from the front instead of the back like we do here.
One quick donation update. Dale Kim put in $10 towards Super Mario World, No Cape, No Star World. So that is now at $57, and there's nothing yet for 96 Exit.
That really surprises me. I would have thought 96 Exit would be the favorite in this. But who knows, you know? People still can send in their donations for that at any time until that game. And Super Mario World is one of the last games of this event. So there's plenty of time for that one.
Should put in donations to run Dunius' puzzle. I love that puzzle, man.
This fight you can actually die on because he might petrify you. Hey, no worries though. And here comes our old buddy Tristram once again. The rockin' theme for a terrible character this time. Wait till you see. Like, he doesn't look so bad right now, but you'll see when we get into battle. The first sign should be his weapon not changing from before. We only have to win, I think, 3 fights in this, but with Tristram, it's going to take a while. This one especially. Oh no, we got a ghost, so he can be at least somewhat useful. The ghosts are weak to shuriken, so he can take them out in one hit, even without a critical hit like that. The mummies, though, not so much. Tristram takes 3 hits to kill 1 mummy, just so you know. One more, yeah, I think just one more fight here, and then we'll never have to deal with Tristram again. Oh, thank God for small favors. Yeah. Like, we're lucky we're getting a lot of ghosts in these fights, because he can one-shot those. But there's a chance we could have gotten 3 mummies in that one fight earlier, and then he'd be useless. So we go all this way to find out that we have to talk to trees, and we can't do that, but it just so happens that Kaylee can. So now we gotta backtrack here. An excuse to pick up some extra bombs, at least.
Just a quick reminder, guys, if you want to leave a comment, you can't do it, you know, you can't just put in money and then let us know over stream chat. You got to actually put your comment and attach it to the donation itself.
So check this out. We're at Spencer's place, and watch what happens here. So we're going to talk to a guy named Spencer.
Nathan Spencer?
No, but from this whole exchange, after talking to Spencer, you're going to get a bionic arm. Yep, sorry, I had to go there. The Dragon Claw is actually quite useful. It works like the hookshot in Zelda games, and in battle, when you use it, it inflicts like every status condition in the game on enemies. Including Petrify, which is an instant kill on a lot of enemies. However, I already have Exit, so I don't use it that much. Cast Exit to get out of here faster, a lot faster. And now you have to do all this in order to be able to talk to Kaylee here. And as you're going to see, she's apparently been hitting up the P90X while she was sick in bed here, because she comes out and she's throwing around this friggin' giant's axe and just, you know, wielding it with no problem. She is like the polar opposite of Tristram for this part, as you will see. This time she also has the arrow spell, which is the wind attack spell, and that's going to be very useful in this part too. Yes, in the wind section, most of the enemies are weak to wind, oddly enough. Always more bombs, always more bombs. So now check out how much easier this part is with her. Oh no. Oh, is this gonna death? Yep, completely unavoidable death there. Oh well. It's not a huge cost at least. Let's try this again. I should probably, yeah, get rid of the mummies first because of Petrify. There we go. But yes, Kaylee can one-hit kill a lot of these enemies here, so. Yeah, she is mad buff. Like, again, the women partners in this game are just so much better than the guys. It's ridiculous. Resistant to water, that's not going to do anything to me. Sorry guys, I'm still kind of tired here. I didn't get very much sleep, and haven't the past couple nights actually, because of how stuff's worked out with the stream and everything. The practice stream before this and everything, so. The mystery tournament, oh my god, what a blow up that was. Glad we survived it though. The mystery tournament was definitely going to be the hard part of this event going in, and I'm glad that's done now. Believe it or not, even just for me, as the one who put this together, this is the easy part to me. I mean, I've never organized a tournament before, period, so it's been a great learning experience for me. Even if it was kind of a rough on the stream monsters sometimes. Sorry about that. I guess these trees are really low-level enemies or something because we almost always get a first attack on them. And you almost never see that in this run since Spooby is always really under-leveled. And there's the hook shotting I was talking about earlier. Benefits of that bionic arm. And like I said, it's quite powerful in battle too, even though I don't use it a lot since I already have Exit. If you're just playing this game normally, definitely try it out. It's a lot of fun to see what all you can do to enemies. Poison, you can petrify, you can even maybe paralyze. You can just do almost anything with that weapon. I forgot to use a seed here. We need more magic points for Spooby. Yes, more exits. So yeah, that's another thing we're doing too. Is that if you donate, I figure with things being what they are at this point, we can read donations aloud, much like SDA does, and so you know, if you just want to give a shout out to someone in a comment or whatever, you know. Just send a donation that way, even if it's not for an incentive, and we can read it off on stream. So use that to say whatever you wish. Yep. Pretty much, so.
Yep, here's an example. Samantha Hobbs put in $10, and she says, felt compelled to donate, also heart FunkDoc.
Thank you very much. There's been a lot of nice comments for Spooky in a lot of these donation comments here. He's just a friggin' man. There's no other way to say it. I still can't believe he hasn't slept yet.
Wow, really?
He really hasn't. Especially with the mystery tournament being as far over time as it was. We have a much better frame of reference to go off of now if we want to try this again in the future. Since, like I said, nobody has ever tried anything like that before.
Man, Spooky must have the patience of a saint.
He's used to it from all the fighting game tournaments. Again, tournament standard time. That's a very common thing there. So he's used to these kinds of things.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Yeah.
We should also take this opportunity to, I think, let people know what games are after this, because now we're going to start getting into a lot of the most commonly requested games, the one that people want to see the most, I think. We'll have, after this, I think, a Konami YY World, which is a big crossover game with a bunch of Konami characters. It includes Simon Belmont from Castlevania, Goemon, the Mystical Ninja, and even Mikey from the Goonies and King Kong. Also, a giant Moai head. All this and more.
You want to see that game. That's a good game.
And that game will also serve as the lead-in to the original Castlevania. Those are the next two, I believe, that will be running after this. I'll be doing both of those. And then after that, I think we'll be getting into some of Cypher's runs. We'll have...
We got Bucky O'Hare.
Yes, Bucky O'Hare on hard. The donation goal has been met for that, so you will get to see Bucky on the one-hit kill difficulty.
Let's see. After that, will be Withheld running King's Bounty.
King's Bounty, yes, which is sort of a precursor to Heroes of Might and Magic, and you can beat it surprisingly quickly. He has a lot of interesting strats for that, or rather, she does. Shoutouts to Withheld, the Mystery Tournament champion, and the King, or I guess Queen of Poverty.
And after that will be Mega Man 2.
And that will be Cypher. Cypher is the one who beasted that game at SDA's Awesome Games Done Quick this past January. That game in Mario RPG, you know you want to see those. Mega Man 2 is just one of the most amazing speedrun games all around with all the glitches, and there's really tight execution all around in that game. That will be a treat.
Yeah, Cypher just bodied the game at EGDQ 2012. I'm expecting a repeat performance. And if you want to see him play on difficult mode, we are $70 into the $100 goal for that. So if you want to see difficult mode, pay up. I say in the nicest way possible. Please.
Yep, we just mentioned a lot of the games that will be featured next, but also later in the evening after that, we'll have Bad Street Brawler, the game starring Duke Davis, and the game where I will be playing with the Power Glove, or attempting to, if we meet the donation goal, which I think we're still a little bit away from. But that game is just incredible. It's one of my hands-down favorite bad games. That's why I speedrun it.
Let's see. Power Glove. It's a $300 goal. We are at $205 right now.
Okay, so still almost $100 to go on that. That'll be later in the evening, but yes, that's one you won't want to miss out on. We have a Power Glove with the sensors and everything. And also, I forgot to mention, to the largest individual donation of this marathon, we will be giving that Power Glove as a prize. It's actually quite valuable with all the sensors with it. I've seen those go for like up to $100 on eBay, so I figure, you know, that's a valuable and poverty prize at the same time.
How would I find that, by the way? Highest amount.
We would just have to look through, unfortunately.
Oh, all right. So, you think it's probably still that $89.50 from last night?
No, we've had a couple $100 donations, I think.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, I think 100 is the highest right now, and that's Cliff, aka Sao Tome Kaneda, SK. Big fan of my stream and the poverty in general. The man of the Book of Poverty. Project Altered Beast. Now for these guys, we have to cast Arrow because she can't kill him in one hit with the axe. We're also very close to the end of this dungeon, thankfully. I wasn't kidding when I said this was a long one. Don't worry though, the next one after this is really short. Although the boss is pretty nasty, as is this boss. You're not really going to get a lot of breaks with the bosses from here on out.
We got a $20 donation from Tech Shen Ho, and he wants to see some Power Glove.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much for that. Inching ever so closer to that goal.
If I get my one breakdown, you are the man or the woman, as the case may be.
Just barely survived that one, so we can get rid of one of the slimes at least.
This battle music is pretty freaking awesome.
The music is the thing that people just always remember about this game, and why it seems to get a really positive response whenever I've played it in my stream.
See, we got a couple more coming in. We got a couple $5 donations from Jonathan Lubert and Juan de Weger. And they are both for the Power Glove.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
So that is currently at $235. Only 65 more to go.
And we also have the biggest donation goal as at Cypher's request for the Mario RPG run. If we raise $1,000 by the time he gets to fight Booster, he will fight Booster. He does not normally do that in the speed run, and it's actually quite a hard fight. So that's definitely worth checking out. I figure a lot of his usual Mario RPG fans, they always kind of like to bust his balls about not fighting Booster. So see if we can hit that 1,000, guys.
Let's see, what's our total at? We are at $4,339.99 currently.
All right,
so we're getting there.
Yeah, making really good progress here. In fact, we're I think we're at I want to say around 4,700 total when we factor in all the on-site donations as well, mystery tournament entry fees and other on-site donations. Some people were awfully generous with that. Much love to those who donated here at Next Level. See, I remember to use the seed this time. Not before getting into battle, though. But, gotta remember. Now, another thing I forgot to mention is that because of this glitch, your partner characters will also have resistance to drain attacks, meaning that if an enemy tries one on you, instead, the partner will be healed and the enemy will take damage. So that's mildly helpful. Not as big as the other resistances, but still pretty helpful. We only have a couple more fights left until this boss, by the way. We're finally almost through with this dungeon. I know it's been a while. Don't worry, though. Like I said, the next one after this is a fraction of this length. Pazuzu's Tower can be not that long either if we get good luck. Time to use a seed on both of us, just because. This boss, he can be pretty rough. Especially because of those skeletons by his side there at the start. Really need to not have exit miss and hope we can get rid of them both in the first turn. Wow, yeah, that was nice. That was not so nice. However, we can still get rid of the skeleton at least. So the threat of confusion from them is gone. Both our characters can do a lot of damage to this boss because Spooby has white, and the boss is also weak to wind. Good turn here, so we can heal up with the Cure Spell. I'll just have Spooby do this a little while longer until he starts showing some signs of weakness, and then we'll go back to white. This could be a disaster, actually. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna die on this. Yeah, the paralysis is what did it there. Sometimes you just get those unavoidable combos like that. Like I said, that's a big threat with fighting bosses in general in this game. Alright, cool. Using Tornado on the right person there. I'll take that. I was gonna say, please don't petrify her or something.
We'll get a couple more donations in. Did I cut you off?
Oh no, it's fine.
All right. We got $10 from Eric Savadian. $10 to see more Air Guys instead of the Power Glove. God bless the ring.
Air Guys was the big hit of the mystery tournament, it seems.
That shit was hype. And also, we got $25 from Ava Van Voorhees. She's got a big one. Hey guys, I want to give big shout-outs to my friends Josh, Minge, Ram, and Jeff, and to the rest of the speedrunners and players who have done a really great job with the marathon. Thank you to Spooky for streaming this marathon for us. You've done a really great job. Please put my donation towards Dram playing a 96 exit race. Love, Gooby.
Thank you very much for that, Gooby. And so now we're getting some action on 96, I see. Let's make a fight of that. Or make a bike, as HNK would say. I like how the tree here just says, "Go on, kid." That's a common favorite line of the stream chat. aka Goon Kid. Now we're going to buy an accessory here, the Cupid Locket. This protects Spooby from blindness and confusion. Also silence, but here's the funny thing. Silence doesn't actually work in this game. I forget exactly the reason for it, but you know, I assume it's supposed to take away your ability to cast spells, but it never actually does anything. So we gotta talk to this man here, Otto, and that'll open up the next dungeon. We might have less than 10 fights in this dungeon total, come to think of it. Actually, I'm positive it's less than 10. Skeletons take top priority in these fights because of their nasty status conditions. These hags are never a big deal. They only just straight up hit you for damage. That's all they ever do. That's just whatever to me. Oh boy. Oh wow, that was lucky. Confusion can be nasty like that.
There we go.
And again, here we have to use arrow to kill these guys in one hit. Even though they're not weak to wind, it still does just enough more damage than the axe to be worth it. These vampires, I think they're secretly like Guile wearing a costume or something, because you know they have moves called Uppercut and Sonic Boom, so it kind of it brings up my suspicions a little bit. Yeah. So, yeah. Got some people just taking a rest here, or at least Cypher. Cypher is currently asleep and, you know, resting up for his runs because he's got some hard ones coming up. They should be some real hype ones, too. So, yeah. He's taking a rest for now during this game.
Spooky's kind of nodding off, too.
Yeah.
He deserves
it. If anyone deserves it, he does.
Definitely.
For sure. Here comes another dangerous boss. This one likes to do a lot of instant death moves. Also, this one has my favorite name for an attack in this game, if not any game. And you will definitely see this attack at some point here. Just boring old rapier. Not the one. He'll do it though, don't worry. That's the instant death move I was talking about earlier. This is the majority of the time. Oh, that was the move, but I didn't get to show the name, unfortunately. Okay. Is he going to do it again? No, Doom Dance again. Thankfully it missed. Thunder Beam, man. Why is he not doing it now? He usually, like, spams this move like no tomorrow. Hedoomerang, yes, that's the one. Best move right there.
Oh, the stream schedule. Trust me, guys, I know better than this touch spooky stuff.
Alright, we're getting there. I think around half his HP is gone now. More Hedoomerangs for all. Perfect timing. We'll be back to full health after this one. Immune to sleep. There we go. Now we can really go aggressive on this guy. He's almost dead. One more white plus one more attack might do it. Resistance to Thunder. Kaylee has that too. I forgot to mention that. And that's the boss. Go back up and talk to Otto now, and he will open up a bridge to Pazuzu's Tower. And this is the biggest luck factor in this game by far. Bigger than any of the other bosses that you've seen me die on. Let's go with this. Let's go. You have to talk to her, by the way. Talk to Norma. Set her free. Name the hero Rikio, if only. We're going to use quite a few bombs in this dungeon, so... Going to heal Kaylee's blindness, since she doesn't have anything else to do here. So the boss of this dungeon is this giant bird called Pazuzu. If any of you have seen The Exorcist 2, you may recognize that. Or also are just a general fan of mythology, of course. But the way this boss works is he teleports between different floors, and you have to hit switches in order to lock him in place and make him fight you. Otherwise, he'll just keep ducking. He is the true DuckTales champion of this game. But here's the thing. He will guarantee